So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that occur when we're on the ground and why it's so important for us to be there and be experienced in handling some of the issues that arise throughout a project.
Yeah, I think having a senior team that we have, I've been through dozens of transformation globally, very complicated, all the way down to short projects that can be as complicated, just defining the word profit or contribution margin. Yeah. What's the formula for that? One thing, if clients are new to a large transformation, if this is the first time the company is going through a transformation, that's kind of one aspect. The second is this the first time the senior leaders are going through a transformation or a complicated project like this? And then third, what about the team? So if you start getting the aspects, this is, along those three levels, it becomes very complicated, and we're here to ensure that potholes are avoided. We do like to say we have a crystal ball of being able to recognize things before they happen. And part of our job is to help educate the team that it's okay. All these things are going to be difficult and challenging, and having proper communication, decision-making process that makes sense and tied to the culture of the company, and ensuring that there's not analysis paralysis along the way, so that dates start to slip, scope starts to slip. I know you're passionate on the design side. Maybe talk about that, because I think
I think the hardest part, I think one of the biggest challenges on one of these programs, as we know, is once you get through understanding the requirements of what you want in the future state, whether it's around operational improvement, a new system, or just a particular project with a focused outcome. I think it gets down to how do we go about designing it and building it, and what are those decisions, and how do they, people get lost in the responsibility of, I'm making very big decisions that affect the whole organization, and if I get it wrong, what's it look like for me? And I think that's a big aspect that's a challenge for any of these types of projects, because it's important, and people need to understand that they're, one, trusted to make that decision, but two, that you're gonna make the right decision, because that's why you're here, and you've got the team, and you've got help and support around that. So I think it's really, in all aspects, I think it really comes down to having that voice of experience. I think people think sometimes we have a crystal ball. It's not really that we have a crystal ball. It's that we've got scars, and right. if you look at our knuckles and you look
They're pretty deep.
You look at us, we've taken the hits, and we've done that, and I think that's the value of having kind of that independent voice of experience that can go through the discussions and help educate and help facilitate, really, getting all the voices and getting the people in the room, and bring it together in such a way that it's not just about a technology or a process or people. It's really about all three of those, and bringing those together in a way that the business is aligned with what the system side is doing, or the finance side, and those types of things. And I think that's the part, there's a skill, and that skill comes from experience, and that's really where an outside partner on the delivery side can really add a lot of value and benefit to an organization.
Apart from the integrator,
yes.
or implementation,
I think it's a delivery partner. I think you have your system integrators, you have your product experts, and I think they're very important, but they live in the world of their product, and they are focused on that. And I think having a delivery partner, somebody, and it's intentional in that word. It's not program, delivery. It's not PMO. It's about somebody who can be a partner to you, and with those others to drive that.
Yeah, and I also think that just simply the fact that we do this over and over again, and we learn each time, whereas the client, it could be their first at bat, and it's our 7,000th thousands.
Or it could be their second where they've struck out a couple
Right,
times or got beat
right.
with the ball.
Yeah, so I think that's some of the value that we get, and just our keen awareness to the players and the capabilities and bringing that all together, avoiding some of the pitfalls and the roadblocks. We can see that they're going to happen weeks, days, sometimes even months before they occur.